Do these 7 things, and I guarantee you that every opportunity you could possibly hope and wish for will happen by the next crypto bull run. Whether that be wealth or even just job opportunities. First thing is network. Well, there's a very famous saying that says your network is your net worth. And that is 100% true. Because you don't know who's going to present you the opportunity. You don't know where that job opportunity is going to come from. You can apply for any job just like everybody always does. But what is the X factor for you that's different than all the other applicants? Nothing. So as much as we have become more advanced, obviously, in technology and everything that we do, that people-to-people relationship still trumps all. Whether you like it or not, when you have an in or you know someone better than the next candidate, you are more likely to get that position. You're more likely for them to approach you for an opportunity, maybe a partnership. Networking is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest things that you can do to ensure that you become wealthy and have all the opportunities at hand in the future. Number 2, learn to communicate. Learn to storytell. A very big aspect to how we communicate with other people that makes them want to work with us. Not necessarily are you communicating just so you can ask for something. I mean, Gary Vee has this very popular saying, jab, jab, right hook, right? And so what that means is, or give, then ask. Give, then ask. And so what the mistake a lot of us make is we start right away with the ask. Hey, let's get together because I would like to pitch you an idea I have for myself, or that I think can, save humanity, but it's going to be through me. And I need your money, or I need your connections. The ask is always there to take something from somebody as opposed to giving something to somebody else. So if you know somebody and you think you can honestly help them, how you communicate that value add to them is going to make all the difference. Chances are that person's heard 10, 15, 100 people come to them asking for things, and if you can't differentiate yourself from those 100, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna get those opportunities. You're not gonna get that wealth that you want coming in the next bull run. Learn to communicate. Learn to storytell. Now that communication can also be in written form. It doesn't necessarily have to be verbal, but that's a part of it. Also, speak clearly about how you can value add to them. That is the key. Give. Lead with reward. You do that often enough over the next year and a half or so, when the next bull run's about to hit, I guarantee you the opportunities, you'll have to beat them away with a stick. Number 3, stop reading headlines. I can't stress this one enough because it puts you into these rabbit holes of negativity. Everyone's reading the same headlines. It's clickbait. They want you to pay attention to what they're writing. So what are they going to write about? It's negative. This one lost money. This one got hacked. Bitcoin's going to zero. NFTs are dead. NFTs are useless. Like, all of this stuff is there to keep you busy and distracted. And the more you pay attention to these things, the further away from your opportunities you're going to go. And I'm speaking from experience, because when you come into the market or any new area, you think the more that you read, listen to podcasts, whatever it is, the better off you're going to be with this knowledge. It's actually not the case. You always end up thinking that you don't know enough. Like, when do you realize that, okay, I know enough, it's time for me to move on? It never happens. You just continue to force feed yourself negativity throughout the day. If you're networking, that's part of the learning process. You get to talk to people who are doing the things, and you're getting information straight from them versus someone who's writing an article or having a podcast and you don't even know where their information's coming from. Number 4, have a specific goal. Here's what's so funny. For whatever reason, when it comes to Web3, blockchain, crypto, however you want to think about it, we throw out all of the things that we would do in everyday life. When you go to school, you have a goal that you want to graduate. Maybe it's, I want to go further and get higher education. I want a PhD, I want a master's. I want to go to professional school. we have all these goals in mind, and so we work towards those goals. And once you get out into the workforce, hey, I want to attain this position. I want to make this much salary, and I'm going to do what it takes to make that happen. So we have these specific goals, not even just work, but personally. Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Where do you want to live? All these things you have a specific goal for. But when it comes to Web3, we throw all of that out. Yes, okay, it's nice to learn new things. I was one of them. I love learning. But what's the goal? What are we trying to do here? We can't spend the rest of our lives just consuming, right? So do you want to make $1 million in 12 months, 24 months? Do you want to make 10 new connections in the next 6 months? What is the specific goal that you have in mind that you can work towards? And I'll tell you this, it's so funny that even when you're not actively doing it, when you have that goal there, your brain just starts to think of things to make that happen. It's subconscious. It's just on an everyday basis it's happening. Number 5, try and speak to early stage founders. Those who are building new and exciting projects in the crypto space and potentially creating a whole new market or a whole new industry or niches within crypto and blockchain and Web3. All right. Why do I say to do this? This goes along also with reading headlines. It's all negative. When you speak to founders, it doesn't matter that the market is not doing well, that the prices aren't where we all want them to be for certain assets. They are building new things. In their mind, they have a vision. And with that vision comes enthusiasm. It comes, a willingness to do things in this market because they see a brighter future. And I'm telling you, when you speak to them, it's so contagious. I mean, just this week, I spoke to a project that's looking to build the infrastructure for blockchain. So whether you are Coca-Cola, whether you're Pepsi, it doesn't matter what brand you are or what large corporation you are, you can tap into this. It's kind of like a cloud layer up in the cloud, right? Like our iCloud or whatever it is. And you're going to tap into blockchains that you customize specifically for yourself, for your supply chain, and each individual subset of your suppliers, you can create their own chain. So things are decentralized and transparent to a certain degree. So you can kind of filter out. It's actually a very big idea because of the amount of verticals that they can go through and are looking to do, whether it's ESG, whether it's medical, media, biotech, you name it. They have these things that where they have specific blockchains for each partner or interaction that they have, and then they can manage it and customize it however they like. I mean, another one is about NFTs, and they're letting me know about a new type of NFTs that you can actually bundle multiple NFTs together and trade them as one. So there are a lot of things that are happening in this space that you and I don't understand unless we speak to the ones who are building it. And so finding these early stage founders, connecting with them, which is all still part of the networking, but it's more specific networking. Number 6, leverage social media. Now, many of us who are a little bit older don't actually like social media all that much, and we kind of wear it like a badge of honor. Like, hey, I'm never on that stuff. That stuff is trash. It's a distraction. Look, whether you like it or not, you cannot get away from the fact that this is the world that we live in. And Grant Cardone has a saying that if I don't know you, I can't do business with you. So what does that mean? That's attention. Money goes where there is attention. And so if you can build a voice for yourself in this world that lends credibility to your name, and you can leverage other people's audience to do it. You don't have to do it from scratch, but if you're replying and doing certain things on other influencers' platforms and building your name alongside or through them, that's one way to do it. And leverage and then obviously post your own content as well. But you have to. It's a form of networking as well. And even when I mentioned that seeking out early stage founders, social media is usually where they are. Whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Twitter, that's where you're going to find them. And if they know you're serious in this game and you're active in social media platforms, genuinely, again, value add, right? Value add. Adding value to these platforms and these influencers, or at least the topic at hand, you will be noticed. They will want to connect with you. They will want to speak with you. And who knows what opportunities will come your way in the next year, year and a half. number 7, and the final one here, is it's okay to call something a failure. For whatever reason, failure is the new F word. Like, don't say it. It's not, it's learning, and that's fine. It is a learning, okay? But it's okay to acknowledge it and categorize it as a failure. Why do I say that? Because once you do that, you have to reflect on why it became a failure. And the way the human mind works is we pay attention way more to something that's painful versus something that's pleasurable. We would rather avoid, like if we have the same magnitude of pain and pleasure, we would rather avoid the pain part as much as possible, and we give less credence to the pleasure. And so if something hurts, if something didn't work out, if something failed, whether it's financially or just emotionally, it's okay. That's a good thing. Those are goalposts of kind of guiding us of where to go and what we need to reflect on. We want to make sure it obviously doesn't happen again, but even that, it may happen again, but in a different form that you weren't prepared for. It's okay. It happened. And so once we reflect on those failures, we're able to course correct. And when we course correct and we add it to all the other things, the 6 things that I mentioned before, we're continuing to take action. And once you recognize something as failure, the second half is to take action to correct it. What a lot of people talk about is, just reflect, and then everything will be okay. No, because you can reflect today, it hits home, you don't do anything for 6 to 9 months and you forget that feeling. It's not there anymore. And the same situation happens, and because you didn't take action within that time frame to really drive it home, it ends up happening again and again and again. So recognizing failure, acknowledging failure is half of it. The second half is what action did you take to make sure that that same situation doesn't happen again? Do you create a system or a process around your decision making that avoids that scenario? Right? Did you get into trading and it was more short term? So now I'm not going to be much of a trader, or if I do, I'm going to make sure I set my stop losses and I have profits I'm going to take off the top. Failure is okay to recognize and call it that. It is what it is. You call a spade, they say, right? So that's fine. Call it a failure, reflect on it, but don't just reflect, take action. And I'm telling you, it's going to change everything. And this bear market has shown many, many failures. We thought it was going to go to 100K Bitcoin. It didn't. This dip is going down. It'll just bounce back. It didn't. So now the failure is on the other end. Bitcoin's going to go less than 10,000. It hasn't. And we've had so many things that have happened. So many people are wrong. So many people have failed. And if we don't learn from that and take action accordingly, it's bound to repeat itself forward. So if we can do these 7 things, I guarantee you that your 2024 and beyond will be wealthy beyond your imagination.